All right, finishing up 4-4. Let's get started. Here's number 48. On a problem like this, where we have the base number of 6 taken to the second power, this is very much like this problem. Say x, say this is all messed up. So say x to the second power taken to the third power. Well, that's just going to be x to the sixth. Now, let's review y real fast. That's x squared times x squared times x squared, which is x times x, x times x, and x times x. And how many x's do you see? 6. So remember, the rule that makes your life a lot easier is just multiplying these two together when they're like this. Now remember, don't get that confused with this one. Okay, because that's still x to the 5th. Okay, so this one here is going to be, 6 to the 6th power. This one is going to be x to the 27th power. This one, though, is going, and remember, we're leaving our answers in exponent form. So this one is going to be 3 to the 7th, y to the 21st. Now, let me show you what just happened there. This 3 is multiplying this y cubed here, and that's 3 to the 1st. So 3 to the 1st taken to the 7th would be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 7 times. So it'd be 3 to the 7th. So that's where that comes from. Let's try this again. This one here, 7 to the 4th, b to the 5th, taken to the 5th power. Well, that would be 7 to the 20th, b to the 25th. And again, I think it would be very cumbersome to do this business every single time you did it, because that would take a whole lot of time to do that. So you don't want to do that. This one, though, we will expand this one just to pay attention to it. 3 over y to the 3rd. That would be 3 over y times 3 over y times 3 over y. Or 3 to the 3rd over y to the 3rd. And that would be your answer to this one. 3 to the 3rd over y to the 3rd. Whereas this one here would again be b over a times b over a times b over a 7 times. So this just winds up being b to the 7th over a to the 7th. Okay. Next round of problems here. All right. On this one, we will have, and this time they want you to go ahead and, what do they want you to do on this? I believe they want you to simplify this all the way out. So on this one, it's going to be basically 5 squared x squared over 3 squared y squared. Again, we're just taking each of these to the second power because they're all originally to the first power. But then what they want you to do is simplify these numbers here. They want you to make those 25, and that's 5 times 5, x to the second over 9 y to the second. And if you want to try this one, go for it, but I'm just going to keep plowing here. This is going to be 4 to the 3rd a to the 9th over 3 to the 3rd b to the 5 times 3, because remember, we're multiplying here. 5 times 3 would be b to the 15th power. And on top, 4 times 4 times 4 is 64 a to the 9th over 27 b to the 15th. And our last problem is another one of those simplify it all the way down. And so let's go ahead and look at that. This was very much like the last round we did, where we had 40 and 88. So let's look at that fraction real fast. 40 and 88. That's just a fraction. This has a common factor of 4. Let's go ahead and reduce it by 4 and see what happens. This is 10 over 4 times 22 would be 88, and that keeps going. So that's by 2, 5/11ths. 5/11ths. So it looks like 8. Yeah, I missed it. 8 goes into the top and bottom. So we'll make our numerator and denominator 5 and 11 will be this 40 and this 88 reduced. And then we have 9 A's on the top and 3 on the bottom. And so that would be how many A's left on top, because there's more on top than there's on bottom. That'd be A to the 6th. There are 2 B's on top and 1 B on the bottom. So there would be 1 leftover B on the top. So we don't have to rate B to the 1st there. We can just rate it B. And then there are no C's on the bottom. So we just rate C to the 4th. So our final answer is 5A to the 6th, B, C to the 4th, all over 11. A classic example of simplifying fractions with exponents. You have a good one and study hard.